Okay. I don't know where to start. I guess growing up it's always been my mum, oh god, I'm even now like, it's my mum, my dad, my brother and my sister. I don't even know.
Do you want me to start? Okay.
It's just so weird to like talk about it. I know, my mum's adopted, and her adopted parents are nice people. My brother is the oldest, and it's my sister and it's me. Obviously my brother's a boy, and they love that. They're very sexist, very straightforward, old-fashioned people, because they're very like, they're older. So they always praised him, loved him, everything about him was perfect. And then me and my sister were hated by all. So yeah, my grandparents hated me. And knowing that, when you're like 5 years old, how do you even like go around the house, and how do you just like look at them and talk to them about anything, like knowing that like you're only around the house because they only wanted to see their brother, but mum and dad wouldn't let them. Like they had to see me and Bronwyn if they wanted to see Tristan. And it's so difficult to grow up and knowing that someone that's supposed to love you, someone that's supposed to be there for you, hates you. And then throughout all that, my dad gets ill. He's got Crohn's disease, which is incurable. So then I've got to go through that, being there for my mum, trying to help my dad, knowing like with all that other stuff going on. And then it was really my mum's adopted mum, Pam, that was the problem. She was the one that was really forced my granddad to hate us, really. And then she died. Like, we moved away from them. 5 years later, she died. We hadn't talked to her for 5 years. My dad came into my room and he hugged me to tell me, and I just thought, why are you hugging me? Like I just didn't feel anything. And that made me feel like a horrible person, because I didn't feel anything because someone who was horrible to me died. Then that's it, like she's gone, and I was glad, and that's horrible to think that I was glad that she was gone. But that's just it. Like, I didn't cry at her funeral. I cried like a little bit, just because of like she's never gonna say sorry. She's never gonna be able to look at me now and see what I am and who I've become. And now that's just so irritating that I can't show her that she was wrong. She didn't think I could be anything. She didn't think I could do anything at all. But yeah, my mum finally found her real parents though, her real family. And we met them not long after she died. And these strangers that I never met before showed me more love and affection than I ever got from someone who knew all my life. They gave me like hugs, and they wanted to know about me. They wanted to talk to me. And I never had that. My family, we've always been outsiders, that's 5. We never fitted into any of our family really, like not even my dad's family. Like my granddad never called me by my name because I don't have a Welsh name. So I don't get called by a name. I get looked at and talked to, or like pointed to or something. So growing up knowing that people don't like you. And then I finally find my mum's real family. And that's great, that's lovely. That's lovely, great and everything. So life was good. Life was good, and then my brother decides to have kids. Well, he doesn't decide to have kids, he has to have kids. Because his girlfriend's an idiot. But, yeah, so he's now torn our family apart by having kids, not being able to look after them. Now, my parents have to look after them. So he's forced them out of their lives. We're all torn apart. I don't want to look at my brother anymore. I don't want to talk to my brother. I don't want to know my brother. I don't want that. I don't want to feel that way towards him. I want to love my brother like I always used to. We were always like a team, like us 5. And now my sister's in Hong Kong. I don't talk to my brother. My parents aren't here. I was just so alone, like all the time. Because because of everything, like, because of growing up knowing people hated you, I still don't think people like me. I still think like people don't actually like me at all. So I'm like always feel so alone, like I don't have anybody, because I'm like, how can my family hate me and all these other people like me? Like, how does that even work? It doesn't. So why do people bother, you know? And I've just become this person who's always worried about what people think, and always, I've just gotten good at pretending. I've gotten good at pretending to be fine and that I'm not broken. But I don't want to have to feel this way. I don't want that woman to have won by making me this person, by letting me grow up with her hating me. I don't want that in my life. But there you go. She's made it happen. She's made me like this and I don't want it. She's won. That's how I think of it. I don't want to think that about her. I don't want to think anything bad about her, because then I feel like I'm her then. And it's just not fair. It's not fair. I've been left this way because of her, and I feel isolated, and I feel like I don't fit in. I'm an outsider, and it's all her fault, and I just hate it. I just hate it. Yeah, don't know what else to say. That's about it, really.
Could you go into more detail about like, your brother, if you don't mind?
No, that's fine. He's an idiot. I grew up. Well, no, he So he had these kids. He had one kid, and we were like, fine, maybe he's going to change. Maybe he's going to sort his life out because of how he was with my grandparents, how they brought him up, telling him that he was amazing, that he couldn't do anything wrong, he was going to be amazing, he didn't have to try anything because he'd just always be brilliant. So he always felt that way. He always thought that, oh, I can't, like, I don't have to do that, don't have to try to do anything. So he's always lazy, he's always just messy and horrible and just disgusting. And so when he had a kid, we thought, oh, maybe he's going to change, maybe he's going to sort his life out, be a dad. But no. He lived at home with us, and they just never looked after them. He just never cared, he just never did anything. And they had a second one, and they moved out, which was great. So then Dad went round one day, and he came home and he phoned social services on them. And that's upsetting, that my dad had to phone social services on his own son, because he couldn't look after his kids, because like the TV was on a cardboard box, and there was knives everywhere, and there was mess everywhere. And these two kids just learned, like one of them just learned to crawl and like climb up on things and stuff. It was just so, like, they just don't care. They just never cared about anything but themselves. And I'm like, how can you do that to your own flesh and blood? Like, I just think back to how horrible it was and how disgusting the house was, and I look at it and I think, that's my brother. My brother's done that to his own flesh and blood, and it's just, I just don't want to look at him, because I just can't think of like anything worse than somebody doing that. And it's my brother. And then because of that, the family don't want anything to do with him. My grandparents don't want to talk to him anymore. And that's just like, no one wants anything to do with him. That's horrible. I don't want my brother to be pushed out, but he has to be. And my parents aren't coping. So I've got to try and be there for my mum and stuff, and I've got to try and be the strong person because my sister's not here. So I've got to be there for my mum, who's trying to cope with two young boys again, while my dad's working all day every day to try and support them all. I mean, something's like ruined their lives again, because they had kids so young that this was their time. Like, I've gone to uni, their youngest has gone to uni, this is their time to go out and live their life. And now they can't, because of my brother, and because of how much he's pushed himself out of this family. And he doesn't care. He doesn't ask everyone how they are or anything. He just expects everything from them. And it's just, knowing that that's my brother, knowing that that's who I'm related to. And I hate him, and I don't want to hate my brother at all. He's just a disgusting person to me. And knowing that my family hate him, and because we had a big family weekend the other day for my grandparents' 80th, and he wasn't there because he's not welcome anymore. So we've like disowned my brother. Ugh. Yeah. That's about it, really. He's just been left out. I've got to cope with everything. which is fun. Yeah. What else to say about that, really?
Could you stare into the camera for like a minute? If that's
That's fine. Yeah, that's bad. I don't really know what to say, really.
Yeah. How did that make you feel? Like just talking about it now? Like obviously upset.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Do you think it could work as like a type of therapy? Or?
I think so. Because I always feel like I have to be the strong person. Because I have to be the one that's always happy and always smiling and always. Because I'm a happy person, but even some days when I don't want to be, I feel like I have to be because that's who I am. So doing this is like, it's nice, yeah, to not be strong and not be happy. But yeah.
Do you want a hug?
You can give